War Journal of Captain Gabriel Angelos. The situation on the planet Tartarus is grim. While the Blood Ravens crushed the main Orc offensive at the spaceport, the bulk of their force is not engaged. They gather in the wilderness, awaiting a critical mass of bodies that will overwhelm the Imperial forces in a green wave of death and destruction. The Blood Ravens will not allow this to occur. Orbital monitoring has detected an area in the southern forests where the Orcs appear to be massing. Orcs only respect strength, so they will look to the largest of their groups to lead them. We will insert a small, covert strike force to eliminate these Orc leaders and destroy any encampments where the Orcs might mass. This should cut to the heart of the Orcs' fighting spirit and delay their inevitable counterattack. We must tread lightly, lest we disturb this slumbering beast.
Well, folks, welcome back. I believe I'm going to split these videos by mission, so we could end up with some very short videos, potentially. And I'm sure as the campaign goes on, we'll end up with some very long ones, too. But I think it's best to split these videos by mission, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to commentate now under the assumption that that is exactly what I did. So, welcome back, everybody. We're on Mission 2, Infiltration. And, well, as Gabriel Angelos has summed up for us there, we're going to go scouting, basically. I like these loading screens as well. You get to see the progress of the invasion as it begins. This map will be mostly red by the end of the game. I can tell you that right now, but we're down here at the moment.
You have your orders. Now go. And may the Emperor protect you.
I do not care for all this sneaking about.
I know, old friend. You always have preferred the direct approach.
We have the Imperial Guard. Why not send them into battle instead of treating them like glorified shepherds? If we meet the Orcs in force, they cannot possibly stand before us.
We have fought the Orc 100 times before. They thrive on war. A direct assault on them would likely improve their morale, and simply attract more of them. The casualties would be enormous.
What are the Imperial Guard for if not to die for their Emperor? At the very least, we should retain a regiment to remain at our core. We have little support this far out. We would not want to be remembered for our carelessness.
We, old friend? Or me?
We are brothers, Gabriel. You know better than to ask that question. I know what this is about. There was nothing you could have done to save Cyrene.
Do not mention that place again, Isidore. Cyrene was my homeworld. My responsibility. Scout Team 3, do you copy?
Yes, my lord.
The local Imperial waterworks has fallen into Orc hands. If we are to reclaim this area, we must first retake this position. Scouts have infiltrated ahead of you and will assist you in your reconnaissance. If things prove to be more than you can handle, reinforcements will be mobilized to assist.
Getting into position.
And we're in.
This area is crawling with Orcs. We should infiltrate to sneak past them. Do not get too close, or we may be spotted.
Yes, these are Space Marine Scouts. Let's add another couple of them as reinforcements. And yes, they can turn invisible, essentially, is what it means by infiltrate.
Scouts ready.
So once we've got our extra ones, I will do that. So, Isidore, by the way, he is what's called a librarian. Every Space Marine chapter has a bunch of them. And librarians are basically Space Marines who are psychic in the 40k universe. There are lots of humans.
Excellent. Your
to our
Scout
psychic.
Marine squad is now invisible to all enemies except for commanders. Keep in mind, though, if you are attacked, your invisibility will be broken, and some time will pass before you can utilize it again.
Thank you, Gabriel.
We'll move ahead.
Yes,
and mark
Isidore is
any
psychic,
enemy
basically.
positions.
He has psychic
On
powers and
patrol.
stuff, which is what makes him useful. He can read minds, he can
We'll
zap
move
you with
ahead
bolts of
and mark
psychic
any
energy and what
enemy
have you.
positions.
But they're also a little bit unstable as psychers,
Scouts
usually in
advance.
40k.
I sense
They're a
danger.
little bit mad.
We'll root it out.
Isidore seems pretty sane
Commencing
for the most part,
infiltration.
but the same can't be said for a lot of others.
On patrol. We will move ahead and mark any enemy positions. Search commencing. Gathering intelligence.
Oh dear, these guardsmen are toast. Our scouts are not very good in combat. If we were to intervene right now, we'd just get them all killed, so... Sorry, guardsmen!
Scouts advance.
Yeah, they're probably dead. I'm not going to watch.
Scouts advance. Gathering intelligence. Scouts here. Scouts
The
advance.
wretched Xenos are guarding a strategic point. Scout Team 2 is upgraded with sniper rifles.
Scouts awaiting
They will make
orders.
short work of these orcs.
The sacrifice will be remembered, guardsmen.
Scouts in position.
Splat. It's one of the cool things this game has, actually. It has lots of fun finisher animations like that.
Yes, my lord. Commencing infiltration.
The combat
Commencing
itself is something
infiltration.
of a joy to watch, especially back when this was released. Alright, so these guys have got sniper rifles, which are basically insta-kills when they fire,
Scouts charge.
as I will demonstrate.
Under fire!
Yes, my lord.
Let's decloak them as well.
Scouts ready.
Effective against infantry and breaking enemy morale. There you go. Which it
Area
just did.
secured. Scouts ready.
So let's go ahead and capture this. Before we go any further... I'm only doing this now so that we won't have to come back and get it later, basically.
Scouts here.
Fact.
On patrol. I sense danger.
We could
We
go
will root
scout
it
ahead
out.
up here.
There
Anyway.
is an orc patrol. Mark any enemy positions before we attempt to sneak by.
Oh, these guys here. A knob leader. Knob being short for noble, but the double entendre
Defending
is
objective.
on purpose. Ah, yeah, there you go. See, you got too close, and we were spotted.
Scouts here. Lining up our targets.
Under fire!
Scouts ready. On patrol. Scouts advance.
So these orcs, obviously, they're trying to close into melee combat, so I'm going to just sort of kite them for now.
Commencing infiltration. Yes, my lord. We will take them down from here. Scouts in position. Getting into position.
There goes the knob, and it's okay. So my screw-up wasn't too fatal.
At your command. Yes, my lord.
Let's go ahead and...
Scouts awaiting orders.
Go invisible
Search
again.
Commencing. I sense danger. We will root it out. Getting into position. Commencing infiltration. On patrol.
Do you want to get up here?
Scouts advance. Gathering intelligence.
And once we
Search
get up
commences
here...
our target. Getting into a large orc knob who looks like he's in charge of this bunch. If we kill him, we'll severely weaken the orc morale. Yes, my lord. I sense danger.
I would say in this case
We'll root
probably
it out.
less weaken the orc morale and more cause the orcs to start infighting amongst one another as they try to find out who should be the next boss.
Scouts charge.
Oh dear. Well, let's see if we can wait for these guys to go away. If they're going to go away. Looks like they might. No? They're going to be awkward about it,
Scouts
apparently.
ready. On patrol. The enemy is in our sight. Scouts ready.
Alright.
At At your command. Yes, my
Right,
lord.
they've been spotted,
Commencing
but...
infiltration. I sense danger, my lord. We will root it out. Scouts ready.
Uh-oh.
I sense danger. We will root
This
it
is
out.
not going according to plan!
Scouts awaiting orders.
Just kill... Yeah, he's dead now. Good.
Good work. The Orc Knob is dead. We will take it from here.
There we go.
This day shall be a glorious...
Thanks, Gabriel. I needed someone to cover up my mistakes here.
Scouts awaiting orders.
We would not want to be remembered for our carelessness, as Brother Isidore put it.
Scouts here.
There we go.
Beware the alien, the mutant, the heretic. On our
Saved
left,
it at the
brothers.
last second
The
there.
enemy must
Brilliant.
be
Okay.
nearby.
We will take them down from here.
I believe if we capture this place, we should be able to build our own base here. If memory serves...
Scouts charge. We will take them down from here. Our aim is true. We will take them down from here. Lining up our targets.
There we go.
Scouts
Now we've got the
charge.
tactical squads in here. This is easy. Basically, just slowly delete their stuff. Although I am a little bit surprised at the fact that I managed to screw this up twice in the space of one mission. Considering how much I've played this game over the years, it's a little embarrassing. But whatever.
Scouts charge.
I wonder how I'll fare in the later missions when the gloves really come off. I have to admit, it is weird playing the very slimmed down,
Well done.
basic version of the game.
waterworks are under our control. Now we must start building a base before we hunt down the rest of the orcs.
I'm used to playing it with the with all of the
Let us capture
expansions
these
and
strategic points and establish a base of
just knock a
operations.
bunch of our own dudes over. I'm used to playing it with all the expansions and the and the mods and things like that. So it feels quite bare bones, but not in an at all bad way. Oh,
We stand ready.
At your command.
What's
I'm gonna
your
capture
order?
these
Orders
first.
received,
Beware the
brother.
alien, the mutant,
Scouts ready.
the heretic.
This seems to be the pumping station or whatever it said it was. Looks very Victorian to me, but hey. Of course, the Warhammer 40k universe is full of stuff like that. It's very anachronistic by nature. Because 40k, essentially, it takes place in the very far future. It's called Warhammer 40,000 because it takes place in and around the year 40,000. So, the 41st millennium. Don't know how many centuries that is in the future, but hey. Long, long time in the future where humanity has expanded out into space
Secure.
and then
Secured.
fought wars amongst itself, then fought wars with aliens, and then the aliens have fought wars with them, and then human civilization has collapsed and rebuilt a couple of times. And by this point, humanity's kind of descended into yet another dark age of many in its long history,
At your command.
where the age of reason and progress has kind of given way to superstition and totalitarianism and all of that wonderful stuff. And of course, so the galaxy is sort of scattered with all sorts of planets with varying levels of technological development. There are even some with sort of quasi-medieval societies on them where the colonists landed there a long time ago and then their technology kind of just dwindled back into medieval levels, and even prior to that as well. You know, there are feral death worlds with crazy jungles on them and stuff like that, populated with tribal humans, and it's a big old world is basically what I'm saying. Full of every conceivable version of humanity you can think of. So, don't be surprised to see weird Victorian stuff like this on a planet in a sci-fi setting, because that's just sort of what 40k is like.
Build routine 721 initiated.
Right, let's get our basics set up here. Need the chapel barracks for the armory, so I'll just build a power station thing instead. Plasma generator.
At your command, scouts awaiting orders.
In case you're wondering, those do go kaboom if you destroy them and they make a big mess. Could go kill the orcs up here if I was bored. There's no real reason to, though, because they won't. I don't think they'll attack us on this mission. They'll just sort of mind their own business. In spite of us setting up a base in their absolute midst here.
I shall obey.
I'm sorry, I'm enjoying myself far too much here.
With all due haste.
My diction and pronunciation is going down the toilet.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Purge the beasts! Indeed.
Getting into position.
In fact, you know what? We could probably push ahead a bit here.
Marine squad
Gathering
deployed.
intelligence.
Oh, we'll bring you guys as well.
Brothers, the enemy must be nearby.
And those are tank busters. Those guys are fairly good close combat guys, particularly good, as you would imagine, against vehicles.
Down from here.
Right, you can build some armory so we can start getting special weapons. If you please. And I'll get another plasma generator as well. Look at that, look at that. We're building plasma generators next to a sort of Victorian-style pumping station. Welcome to 40k. Just to illustrate my earlier point there perfectly.
Scouts in position. We will move ahead and mark any enemy positions at your command. Infiltrating enemy territory.
If you've ever played RimWorld, which I'm sure a great many of you have if you're watching this video, 40k, yeah, well, it's very similar. RimWorld is very, very 40k inspired. So, and you know, 40k is itself as well is very much inspired by Dune, among other things as well. So, like all the 2000 AD stuff, loads of things. That's the weird thing about 40k. It kind of leans on various other sci-fi and other influences and kind of incorporates it into the greater whole. Mad Max, yeah, that's got a 40k equivalent. Judge Dredd, yeah, that's got a 40k equivalent. Freaking Zulu, yeah, that exists in 40k as well. Sharp, yeah, that's in there.
I sense danger. We will root it out.
Star Wars, yeah, we've got a bit of Star Wars. 40k kind of has something of everything.
I sense danger. We will root it out.
Part of the inherent nature, really, of a sci-fi setting that
heavy bolters to defeat these orcs. We must upgrade the stronghold to gain access to the tools we will need to destroy this plague.
Right, yes, we're going to go up a tech tier, basically. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, it's part of the
We will take them down from here.
the consequences of having a sci-fi universe that is partially contributed to by
Enemy is in our sights.
its fans, essentially.
Scouts in position.
Because at the end of the day, it's a fantasy universe that was created to sell miniatures for a tabletop game. And it is the nature of tabletop games that the fans of it, the players, end up contributing to the overall story and background setting
The enemy is in
and
our
lore
sights.
themselves, just as much as the designers do.
Getting into position.
Scout Squad's taking a pasting, aren't they? Right, let's go to the next thing. We do have a population cap as well, which we can increase with this. Queue that up as well while we're at it. Let's grab that too. And there's not much else for our servitors to do other than run over here and grab us a listening post. And Gabriel Angelos, you are slacking, sir. What are you doing standing there at the listening post?
We shall know no fear.
Yeah, you say that, Gabriel, but
Confirmed. Walk softly and carry a big gun.
Moving out. Charge. For the glory.
let's gun these guys down quickly. Dead.
We'll crush the enemies of the Imperium.
don't think I'm going to bother with flamers. I'm just going to stick to heavy bolters. Don't know if that's the best idea ever, but hey. Now what are you doing, dude? What? It's doing a little dance.
Orders received. Commencing attack.
Hey, more heavy bolters. More. And more sniper rifles as well while we're at it.
The Emperor protects.
Indeed he does.
Brothers. Stay vigilant, brothers.
The all-telling eyes of the skull probes are with us.
We will crush the
Find
enemies
them
of the
on our
Imperium.
listening posts. The monastery is complete. Sergeants will inspire your Space Marine squads to greater feats of heroism. And rocket launchers will make short work of Orc buildings.
Marvelous. Let's get some sergeants. And we'll build another Marine squad. Just so that we can give one a bunch of rocket launchers, because we don't have any at the moment. And we don't have any free slots either. Yeah, we were reaching the pop cap, but luckily it's researched it, so we're good. And is there anything else we can build for now? No. We'll obviously unlock more stuff as we progress through the campaign, but for now, that's sort of it.
Yes, my lord.
Right, sergeant, reinforcements, and when we've got enough requisition, we'll get some rocket launchers. I'm wondering if we should go back, double back, and grab some of these other.
We must upgrade an existing listening post with the
Yeah.
fortified position add-on. This upgrade will increase the requisition income and add better defenses to the listening post.
This is what he's talking about here. Puts a turret on it, basically, and gives you more resources. It's not a bad upgrade. Also, those are the skull probes. Counts as infantry, scout, fast-moving, detector unit with good sight radius, no weaponry, can use infiltration and, basically go invisible, and you can attach it to squads to increase squad sight range. I'm not going to bother with them, because they're basically pointless. I don't recall if they can detect enemy infiltrated units in this, or whether that was an expansion thing. As you can see, we're kicking enough ass as it is.
Heresy.
The listening post is now earning more requisition, has better armor against enemy attacks, and has a gun emplacement to strike back.
There you go. That's what it looks like. Got a little heavy bolter on the top. Oh, good grief. Okay.
Direct us to enemy. Initiate.
Better go help the captain. That's slightly more orcs free than even he can deal with.
Fear denies faith.
We're getting bottlenecked a bit here.
Stay vigilant, brothers.
I command in the name of the Emperor.
Let's get another 2 rocket launchers there. What are these scouts doing? Holy crap. Get back here, guys.
Infiltration.
We stand ready. Attacking as ordered. Weapons at ready. It is time. Understood.
Let's get everybody forward and then open fire, shall we? Holy crap, okay. Alright, ignore those guys, ignore them. Actually, we'll capture this and then you can shoot across the river all you like. How about that? Those are the guys with the rocket launchers there. If they'd like to stand still for a minute, they might actually be able to fire some rocket launchers for us. Like so. Very nice.
What's your order?
And again, all these models here for the units and stuff, they're all based on the tabletop minis. Yeah, this is more or less what they used to look like back in the day. They've come a long way since then, admittedly, particularly the Space Marines. These days you get... they look a bit nicer than these. But yeah, it's all here. The bolt guns, the heavy bolters, the rocket launchers. It's all just like it is, or was, back in the day.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
I remember getting my first... I think it was the starter set at the time. that you could get for 40k was, I think, was the Battle for Macragge, which was Space Marines like these versus Tyranids, who don't feature in this game. They're a bunch of space bugs, very alien-inspired. See what I mean? There's another sci-fi trope, if you like, that is in 40k. Yep, we've got Geiger aliens, but they're called Tyranids.
Faith is our shield. Maintain attack formation. Under your command.
Not to undersell it, though, mind you, of course. Tyranids are very cool in their own way. They're very definitely distinct from the aliens, from the xenomorphs, but they're quite obviously inspired by them. Also very Starship Troopers, really. Again, Starship Troopers. You like Starship Troopers? We got that in 40k too. If you can think of anything sci-fi and occasionally sometimes fantasy, there's probably something in 40k that roughly equates to it.
For the glory of the Imperium. Maintain attack formation. Moving out. Weapons at ready. It is time. Engaging the enemy. Orders received. Commencing attack. Initiating attack protocol.
We've got a pretty good force here. I think most of the rest of this mission is going to consist of us just deleting orcs. Like so. Very satisfying to watch, of course.
Orders received.
Not admittedly that engaging from a gameplay perspective, but it must be said back in the day when this game came out, it had really nice graphics and it was enough to simply sit back and watch the carnage. So
orders received. We will crush the enemies of the Imperium. Understood.
it's not the prettiest game ever these days, I must admit, but at the same time, it doesn't really need to be. It hasn't aged as well as, like, Warcraft 3 has, but it's not too bad. It's just about cartoonish enough to still work.
Stay vigilant, brothers.
I think this is a bonus objective coming down here and destroying this, potentially. Oh, wait, no. Going the wrong way, going the wrong way. Turn around, everybody. The commanders sent you in the wrong direction. Apologies. Oh dear, I think they might be about to nick my strategic... Oh, not. They're just going to walk straight past it. That's fine. Let's have the rocket launcher guys shoot that. There we go. In fact, let's make you guys a control group so I can just quickly select you all with the one key.
Stay vigilant, brothers. Engaging the enemy.
That is a killer cam. It's a big walking robot which has buzzsaws on it and stuff that can kill Space Marines like that. Ooh, don't crash, please. Please don't crash. Oh, that was a relief. So our Space Marines here are broken, but I can use the Sergeant's rally ability to restore our morale, which is nice. It's a little ability that Space Marines get.
Fear denies faith. None shall stop us. Faith is our shield. Yes, my lord. Attacking as ordered. Never vigilant. Under fire. Facing the enemy. Faith is our shield. Maintain attack.
Very good. Let's destroy the HQ building there, the settlement.
Awaiting orders. Fear denies faith. For the glory of all you direct us. We stand ready.
Where's bloody Gabriel got to again? He's wandered off, hasn't he? Left him behind somewhere. Where is he? He's up here. Oh, he must have died and respawned or something. I bet that's what it is. Unless I royally screwed something up. Yeah, they nicked my strategic point. You gits!
Orders received. We will crush the enemies of the Imperium. Commencing attack. Fear our wrath.
Let's destroy these generators. The pile of guns, which is the orc version of the armory.
Onward to glory! Weapons at ready. It is time. Engaging the enemy.
Orcs, as I'm sure you've gathered by this point, have a certain sense of humor about them. Don't take themselves too seriously.
Moving out. Taking damage.
Let's go ahead and capture this. Who's taking damage? Oh,
Today, the enemy
Gabriel.
shall know fear.
Well, you better kill him then, mate. Give us a good show. YouTube is watching. It has to be said, in the tabletop game these days, one Space Marine captain like this versus that many orcs, it's not guaranteed he'd actually win, you know. I mean, he probably would, just because he'd probably survive most of the attacks, but it would take him a while to kill them all. Smack. I'm trying to think back to the old 3rd, 4th edition when this game came out.
The enemy shall know fear.
Probably about the
Follow
same,
my
really.
lead.
Right, we've captured this. Very good.
Ready.
Praise the
Add you to the
Emperor.
control group. And go up here and kill these guys. As far as the gameplay is concerned, though, as you can see, the hero unit's quite powerful. He's not even the most powerful either. Some of the other factions have better melee-focused leaders like this. But Gabriel, he ain't bad. He's pretty good.
Received, brother. Stay vigilant, brothers.
They have a ton of health, basically. I'm very good at close combat. And that sergeant is nearly dead.
Stay vigilant, brothers.
Right, let's go deal with the other orc
Cleanse,
camp.
purge, kill. Weapons at ready. Taking time. Cleanse, purge, kill. Fear
Look to your war gear.
Initiating attack protocol 23.
I think this game owes a lot of its success to the outrageous voice acting. Lines like that would have just not worked had they been given to a lesser voice actor. I gotta say. Yeah, this is the problem with giving everybody heavy bolters. They like to sort of just stand back and not use all of their guns.
The Emperor protects.
So let's just maneuver everybody up into the thick of it here so we can get all of our guns firing.
Beware the alien, the mutant, the heretic. Today, the enemy shall know fear.
I suppose there is attack move. I don't know if that would actually help, though.
My aim shall not falter.
None shall stop.
Basically, the units like to stop at the point where their longest range weapon can fire and then go no further. Which is a little bit irritating.
The enemy.
So we just quickly destroy that. Very good. Let's see. Cleanse the valley. Find all of the orc bases and destroy them.
Maintain attack formation.
Well, it would seem we've missed one. Let's see. Maybe this way.
Weapons at ready. It is time.
Let's go have a look. Unless...
Orders received.
maybe we missed something down here. Well, it's going to take us a while to go check. Alright. I don't know why on earth I've got the HQ selected there. I'll tell you why. It's because my stop and start recording button
On alert,
is
brothers.
also the
enemy must
zoom
be
to
nearby.
HQ button in the game. That's really
Orders
annoying.
received.
I'm
Orders received.
gonna have to change the shortcut.
None shall stop.
I found a war banner here. Maybe that was it. No, apparently not. All right, let's go looking for the rest of it then.
The heretic.
All right, as we come up on this, what I think is probably the last orc base.
Cleanse.
Unless it wants us to go back and kill that stuff at the beginning of the level, which we might have to do. It's worth pointing out this game has a pretty cool soundtrack as well. If you've watched any of my 40k videos I've done prior to this, my 40k tabletop videos, my battle reports, for example, you'll notice that I quite frequently reuse the music from this game.
Moving out.
Because it's good. It's composed by Jeremy Soule, I believe, on this one. Who you may also know from the Elder Scrolls games and stuff like that. Knights of the Old Republic, Neverwinter Nights. Composed the soundtracks for an awful lot of games that I happen to play, actually, now that I think about it. Well, he didn't put up much of a fight, did he? Ah, some brave guardsmen who I can actually control as soon as the game stops freezing up.
The Emperor protects.
When that happens, I feel like, oh, is the game going to crash? Because I don't fancy replaying this entire level from the start. That would be a real pain in the bum.
The Emperor protects.
These guys can get plasma guns and grenade launchers. Might as well give them grenade launchers. So we got some guardsmen under our command as well, which is nice.
Ever vigilant.
Hooray.
The Emperor protects.
Praise the Emperor.
Alright, let's go find the rest of them.
What would you have me do?
I say, who are these chaps?
Orders received.
To me, my brothers.
Charge. Maintain attack.
Okay.
Fear our Marine squad.
Some other Blood Ravens that ended up over here for some reason. Let's give them a hand.
The enemies of the Imperium.
And
Beware the alien.
now they're under our control. Sweet.
The heretic.
Let's give you reinforcements
What would
and
you have me do?
just for variety, some plasma guns. Why not? We don't really need them fighting against orcs on this
My faith
level,
is
but
my
hey.
shield.
All right. So, all right. What's it indicating there? I don't know. But anyway,
Today the enemy shall know fear.
I think I might have to go back and kill these.
Cleanse.
So that's what we'll do.
Kill.
Well, I built a couple of extra squads who are running up this way.
Fear awaiting orders.
I don't think we'll require much else to get rid of this. Just a couple of war banners and a boys' hut. Da boys' hut!
Under fire.
Da boys' hut! It's where the boys live.
We are the Emperor's chosen. Moving out. Onward to glory. Fear denies faith.
I have a sudden urge to go play as the orcs. Can't imagine why.
Prevent us. We stand ready. Cleanse. Purge. Kill.
I have an old stream series of me playing Total War Warhammer as the orcs, I think. I can't remember whether or not we've got any VODs of it left to watch, but if they're there. If you want to hear more ridiculous orc impressions from myself, that's a good place to start. And I think we've finally done it. Marvellous.
I must speak with the captain.
He is giving the Emperor his praise. Leave him this moment.
Yes, brother librarian. We completed our sweep of the area and can find no more orcs.
Indeed. Tell your squad to move ahead and clear the company's path.
Yes, brother librarian.
I will suffer no trespass.